Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Hello everyone and welcome to the FCM TV podcast for Once Upon a Time. This is season 7, episode 18, The Guardian. I am your host Jacob, and I have with me Rachel.
Hi.
Hey.
Yo.
And Vampire Teddy.
Oh, he's so cute.
He wasn't in this episode. Still waiting for Nightmare Before Christmas to be in the show. I don't think that's going to happen.
Who would think it to play Jack?
Mm. If it would have to be an Halloween show,
which we already have,
or Christmas. But I think it'd be more Halloween because they're usually on Christmas break around that time. So, but they're not going to because it's the last season.
Episode. I just realized that we never had a Christmas episode.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Apparently, they don't celebrate Christmas in Hyperion Heights.
No.
Humbug.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Red Christians and no, we'll talk about this episode. This episode with Rumples and the character development, and I normally don't like Rumple-centric episodes. I like this one. Rumple did right for once. Well, he's done right. But
I wanted to cry when I heard him go Rumple on Alice at that one point. I'm like, no, stop! His voice went all creaky and high pitched. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, I feel it's like, I don't know, the whole thing with him and Alice and her being the guardian, which a lot of people have called it, and of course Ronnie did say I thought Anastasia was, and he's like, she was potential. Mm-hmm. So she wasn't it, but yeah, but him wanting to be with Belle so bad, but then seeing what it was going to do to Alice kind of was sad, and he was just like, no, I can't have someone else take this power. But she was turning it into something else. It wasn't dark.
I mean, other than being stabbed and killed by your own dagger, that's the only way we've seen the darkness, the dagger power, the dark one power be transferred. We haven't seen it just been given over. So
we don't know what's going to happen. I think he's because he doesn't know what's going to happen. So he's scared. Yeah. It's going to be the same thing. But it was like she was turning it into light magic or something. It was something totally different. And we know it was back in the, in Channel 4. So he already knows how he can get rid of it.
I mean, the initial, like, when she was changed, you could see the look in her eye. Like, she just looked like a completely different person. I think that was the initial, like, oh my God, I can't let this happen, moment for Rumple, because she just, like, her whole, like, I don't know, her vibe, just, like, the feeling of her. We can't actually go in there and feel her as viewers, but, like, you could see it.
She didn't say how it was, like, maybe, I don't know. It was weird to me. It's like, well, maybe because she's always been a little bit, Alice, kind of like the Mad Hatter Alice. She's been scatterbrained and stuff. Well, maybe this is like a part of her that's missing, kind of thing, and that would make her whole, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Make her maybe not as scatterbrained. I don't know. This is one of these weird theories I have.
I don't think she's broken.
Well, not necessarily broken, but she, like, when she was saying that, she was hearing the voices. This thing's calling to her. So maybe she is meant to have it, but it's not going to take over her like it did with Rumple. You know what I mean? I mean, she is the guardian. Maybe she's meant to have it, but it doesn't.
Kind of like how Henry was meant to have the pen for being an author. It, like, it called to him.
Ain't got the pen no more.
No, as far as we know, yeah. But yeah, so maybe it's meant for her to. Maybe she not necessarily controls it, but it manifests itself differently in her than it would with someone else. Because all the people that were, the Dark Ones before, they all wanted some kind of power. They all wanted some kind of control over someone else. Alice doesn't want that.
No, she's pure-hearted. That's why she's the guardian.
Yeah. So, I think it manifests. It was something different. It would have done something different to her. I don't think it would have turned her bad or evil or anything like that. But Rumple not knowing what it can do and seeing that freaked him out. I don't think necessarily it was him because he was losing his power. I just think he did not want to put that kind of burden on a young girl, especially one that can't see her father, and he knows how that is. And
I honestly think that her taking the power would just nullify. I mean, Hook might still be poisoned in his heart, but I mean, it wouldn't matter if she had that power. She'd just be able to override it.
Yep. I think it would. I mean, I think it would, like I said, manifest in her differently than it would. It wouldn't be dark. Except she wasn't. It was turning light almost. It wasn't turning dark anymore. It wasn't dark anymore. It was like she was cleaning it, kind of thing. That's what it looked like.
Well, she kind of does have a healing power to begin with because of her pure heart. So it is possible that she was cleansing the dark power, because it's probably become dark over the years because of all the negativity that was put into it from all the people on their vengeance sprees or whatever. So
I mean, we never saw a true origin of the dagger kind of thing, like, where exactly it came from. We've seen the first dark one, but we don't know where it came from before that.
Excalibur.
Well, yeah, but we don't know how it got in. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I'm pretty sure if we went back, we could probably piece something together.
I'm trying to remember how it works. So, okay, so the dagger came about because I'm trying to go into my memory banks and see if I remember from that last season. Okay. The Holy Grail was melted and was turned into Excalibur, and the tip of Excalibur is the dagger, and something.
I can't remember why it was broken off.
I forgot why it was broken. And
yeah.
Why the dagger is.
Yeah, I don't think they've necessarily. I mean, we remember it was broken off. It was tip of Excalibur, but we don't know why, kind of thing. You know.
Well, I mean, I think it's like the typical.
Did that because crazy lady, first Darkwind lizard lady, drank, and now she's immortal, and dark magic and something, and vengeance, and so Merlin did the dagger thingy stabby, whatever, and then that's why it's like that. So because crazy
we don't
lady there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those strange, kind of convoluted things that, was it always really bad, or did it just get worse? I'm pretty sure it did get worse over time from how many dark ones there were and what the dark ones did with it.
There were a lot of them.
And what they did with it, too, because a lot of them were seeking power and getting vengeance and stuff like that. So that's just going to, just like it darkened people's heart, that darkens probably the magic. More and more and more and more and more and more and more.
Speaking of darkened hearts, we got to see one this episode, too. I wasn't expecting Facilier's heart to be that dark, honestly.
But it wasn't as dark as Cora's, but it was pretty fucking dark.
Well, as someone who deals, with the people and the voodoo spirits, and maybe not the good ones, you expect. I suspect that my theory is that this version of Dr. Facilier is similar to the one in the movie where he's probably centuries years old, and in order to do that, he has to keep killing people.
Yeah, he has to keep, turning souls in for life. Of course.
I do love that his, where they keep going, where, Rumple meets up with Alice and everything. It's very Day of the Dead.
Much like, I was reading an article, the whole, shrine, the flowers, and, all the ornaments and stuff was very Coco. They said, I have not seen Coco yet.
Yeah,
I'm kicking myself in the butt because I need to see it. So I'm
But
I'm like waiting for some streaming
yeah,
service.
definitely. It's definitely a Day of the Dead. There are the sugar skulls everywhere, and
there was a sugar skull on the table. So like, I think that was intentional. For those of you,
everything was very Day of the Dead with the
for those of you who don't know, this is the thing. For those of you who don't even know what the holiday is, but it's a day mostly celebrated in Mexican culture. It was Aztec at one point, but it's evolved to what it is now, where there's a day where all your dead relatives or your dead loved ones can come back to Earth, but they can only come back to Earth if you make this sort of shrine, the ofrenda. And on the ofrenda, which is offering, you have a picture of the loved one, and you surround it with all their favorite things that mean something to them in life. And that's how they find their way back to you.
It's like the veil between the dead and the living is thinned. The veil, and they can pass through. Yes, I mean, I've always been interested. I had a lot of Hispanic friends, and it's always around Halloween, so it's actually really cool.
It's not Halloween.
It's not Halloween. No, it's not Halloween.
It
is a round Halloween. It's a round, but no, it's not on Halloween. Sometimes it does fall on Halloween. I've seen that before, which is really kind of cool. But yeah. I do. I love it because of how bright everything was and how colorful, and you know what I mean. I just loved that. I loved that feeling of it. But I thought that was a really good touch.
And I do like how because when talking about that, and we also have Facilier in the mix, we are like getting into that weird melting pot of like different types of magic that we have in this show, and different like kind of sort of fantasized versions of religion, because there are different versions of the afterlife, and we've seen one version of the afterlife in this show, but they've made allusions to others. I think that'd be interesting. And again, if the show was like, had more seasons, we could have probably explored that. But
I almost think that we're going to see a glimpse of it within the next couple episodes, to be honest. I have seen some stills.
They're teasing this voodoo shit, which
I think I'm pretty sure the whole thing was meant to be, a little thing to Coco. But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that they're bringing out all the cultures, and we have the doctor, professor, whatever he is. Facilier, he's very the voodoo, New Orleans magic. Which can include a little bit of that, because the voodoo or New Orleans magic is a conglomerate of all the different kind of magics that all came there.
Between like Haitian beliefs and Christian beliefs, they had to blend these different things together because Haitians they had to be accepted among the other people in society. So like they just sort of took these Christian icons and sort of melded them with their own.
Just like Christianity took things from the pagans on some of our holidays to make people feel more included and stuff. So I love that they're bringing that in. They're not leaving anything out. They're not saying, "Oh, this is this is how it is," but they're bringing all the different kind of cultures in, which I think makes for a better atmosphere and stuff. So I'm loving it. I'm actually really liking it.
and implies some cool ass images with which I'm all for. I want to see these damn voodoo masks pop out of the ground and voodoo dolls crawling out of the grave zombies and dragging this man to hell. We need that. Because that was one of the coolest scenes in that movie, so get on it.
Don't know.
I haven't seen these dolls that.
Like I said, I think you guys are. I know you guys are wanting the guy from the movie, but I don't think you're gonna get the guy from the movie.
Well, he does in a future episode. He is wearing the mask from the movie.
Like blow the.
I think you're gonna get parts and versions of him, but I don't.
Oh, of course. I mean, we've never gotten the exact Disney version of any character from Once Upon a Time. They've always had their twists. They are either another character or they go down a completely different road. But when it comes to Facilier, we're seeing a lot of parallels because I don't think if they went a different direction with him, it would be Facilier. So yeah, we're gonna get a lot of it.
A little bit of a different direction. They given Facilier I want to say almost a conscience, but not really. Like, you can tell he has feelings for Regina, but at the same time, he is like, but I need to have, kind of like Rumple and Belle. He has these feelings for Belle, but he needs this power over here.
Well, I think
and
he's in debt to these gods of his.
Yes. He's in debt.
That too. He might be in debt, and he's just like, I can't bring her in because this shit is going on, and I can't.
I mean, there is a difference between the way Once Upon a Time can tell a story and the way Disney can tell a story. In Disney, you need a villain. I mean, if you look at the live action, like Maleficent, she's playing because you're taking, like, if you take the animated series or the animated movie, you're looking at Maleficent from a completely different perspective.
There's got to be a sequel to that movie.
She's a villain. She's definitely they look at her as there's an evil shade over her. And I mean, in Princess of the Frog, Facilier, he has to be the villain because that's what they need in a Disney movie for, kids to be like, okay, this is good and this is evil. And Once Upon a Time, there's many gray areas. There's gray areas with the good characters and the bad characters, like the evil characters. So Once Upon a Time can take these spins on us and be like, okay, Facilier is going to have a love interest. He's going to love. He's going to have a conscience. He's going to have morals. But on the other side, he still is evil because he has these goals in order to. I think he has to save himself, and that's why he's doing what he needs to do in Once Upon a Time.
Yeah,
because
I think
he needs to survive.
He's like, I have to do this to save myself, but he doesn't want to tell anyone what's going on because he thinks he has to do it himself. But I think at the time, if he told people, they'd be like, okay, we will help you get through this. But he is like that guy. Is like, no, I can do it on my own.
That's exactly how Rumple was too.
He's the new Rumple. He's just like, I could do it on my own. But then even now Rumple still sometimes hesitates to ask for help, but he asks for help a lot more than he used to. When he can't figure out something, he does go and ask for help. I mean, especially when, he's asked help from, Henry, Hook, and, and Kelly, and he's asked for like little bits of help, but I don't think Facilier is there. Because how long has it taken Rumple to even come to that conclusion? And he's still all about himself.
Well, just some old habits die hard.
Yes.
I think. Let's see. Let's go to present time now. We got Rumple and Hope. They find dead. Oh, am I back?
There you go.
Okay. Hansel's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't figure it out except for that his heart was stabbed from the inside.
That's strange, isn't it?
Hook is just, or Nook, or Rogers, what do you want to call it? He's just like, something weird is going on here. It's like, if you had any idea. I still don't know.
Anything happened, or
I don't know. I want to know who the officer is because we've seen him many, 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 many times, and he's always handing them stuff. He's always talking to them, and then he goes away. But he's always been there, and I want to know who he is. He has to be someone.
At first glance, I thought he was Belle's dad. I know that's not possible because, but I mean, like, he reminded me of Belle's dad, just his face, but like his overall demeanor is way different. Like you said, he's suspicious because he's giving them information.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like
the narrator or something. He's looking over everything and he's like, okay, we're gonna give you hits here, kind of thing. So it's like I have to know who this guy is, and I think we're gonna find out. I hope he's someone because it's really kind of interesting because it's not, he wasn't, at first you think, oh, he's just a one-off character, but he keeps popping up over and over and over again anytime they're in the cop shop. He's always there. He's at the front desk. He's getting people coffee or water or something. He's always there. And I just realized that this episode. I'm like, he is always there.
They made it very apparent this episode that he is more than what we think he is.
I never really thought about it.
I know. It's not something I thought about. I was like, dude, that guy is always there. It just clicked. So, who knows? It's not one we do. I mean, I love when they do that with characters. You're like, wait a minute, that character's always been there. Who is that character? So
the thing is, we can't pick out likenesses with a lot of the characters, so it's not like we can pinpoint. Oh, I know who you are.
And we haven't seen enough of his interactions and his personality to guess who it could be. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of felt like he might have been one of Roger's pirates. But I don't know.
That would mean he has to be awake.
We don't know who's awake and who's not.
Oh, I realize that.
For all we know, half the people are awake and they're just like, I just like this life. I'm just going to keep on living.
Why?
I don't know.
They got microwaves and stuff.
The conveniences of modern life.
They've got Netflix now. Can we talk about Robin and Alice and how adorable they are?
I just felt really bad for Tilly this episode.
Can we talk about the happy stuff first?
Okay, the happy stuff.
And then we'll get to the sad, heartbreaking stuff.
Okay.
So they're on a little date, and it's great, and it's amazing, and they're getting candy apples. And Alice didn't know what a candy apple was.
Those two are adorable.
I mean, I've never seen candy apples that looked like a big ball of sprinkles, but yeah.
They look like snowballs.
Oh yeah, they have candy apples. They roll them in different things. Like you can get them chocolate covered or caramel covered, and they roll them in coconut or shaved.
Give me the caramel, and I'm good.
You see those Disney candy apples that they have?
Candy apples is melted sugar.
Yeah, Disney candy apples have they always make them look like Disney characters.
Okay.
Missed opportunity there. Put a little Easter egg in there. Have a little Olaf candy apple. Those are the popular ones.
Yeah.
But
these two are so adorable together. They are so cute. And it's like, you guys are making me sick. You guys are so sweet.
It's definitely one of those pairings that, you didn't... We were told that we were going to get a coupling like this like prior to the season, but I mean, I didn't see it until it was there, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was a little unexpected. We were thinking maybe one of the older characters, one of the, maybe more prominent characters that we've known before, and then this comes out of left field, and you're just like, okay, I like it.
I mean, Robin doesn't really exist in Disney. She's kind of like one of those characters they thought up and they put in, and she's just kind of taking on the persona. She's kind of taking on she is an anomaly. She's taking on the persona of her father. She's the archer, she wields the magic bow and she has the arrow, that's her. But like as Margot, she's just another girl. And Tilly's super duper special, not because she's scatterbrained, because of just who she is, because she is somebody that we can recognize from stories. She's a pre-existing character, so to speak.
Yeah, I just love that. I think when Tilly's kind of, hearing the dagger and stuff, I think she's waking up. I think finally whatever medication they've had her on for so many years is finally wearing off.
Yeah. So. I mean, she's always been able to, she's always had these extra instincts and these feelings, like when the blind witch when she was caught holding the knife or the scalpel with the blind witch, like that was, she's like, something bad's gonna happen. Don't know.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know how. I know, but she was like, I don't know how I got here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was losing time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's losing time.
I feel like
maybe that has something to do with with the watch.
No, I don't think so.
I love that watch. The watch that went backwards that she gave to.
It's cute.
Robin. That was so cute.
But I felt bad because she couldn't really sit there and enjoy that wonderful date because she had that buzzing. The dagger wasn't really talking to her, but it was just constantly like buzzing, and
you don't have call waiting in your head.
when you have like when the weather gets better and you have like flies and like the little itty bitty buzzing when they go by your ear, you just like want to just like punch something. And can you imagine that constant in the back of your mind buzzing? Like I would go insane.
Oh, you're taking me back to high school.
I'm sorry.
Little side tangent. Okay, so like I had a teacher. He had like this dry ass raggedy skin, and if you weren't paying attention in class, he would rub his fingers together in your ear, and it sounded like a fly buzzing, and it was really disturbing.
Why?
I know. It worked. It got you to bed.
Oh, I got the chills from the creeps. Oh.
So imagine that all day.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
But I know, I love this episode.
That's how Alice was, feeling right there that day.
More than likely. But yeah, I like this episode because it did focus a little more on Tilly, and how we got more of her background and what was going on. So
the fact that she's even with her experiences in the Enchanted Forest, she's still a very put together, intelligent person. She's not
just she can be.
Well, she's not exactly scatterbrained. She's just a little bit naive.
Yeah.
So that's why Rumpel was easily could talk her into doing something, because she doesn't really understand, she hasn't seen old Rumpel, so she can't question him. She's only seen him the way he is after Belle, which is very humbled until this episode. But it was nice to see her more put together, because the whole scatterbrain thing always throws me off. I can't connect to her, and I don't really like the character when she's like that. But when she has her good moments,
I think that's the whole point. She has so scatterbrained that she can't even connect to herself.
Yeah. So when she has those moments, it's like, wow, okay, that's her character really shining through. And then, I like her more and more. Because I've mentioned this before, at the beginning of this season, I could not stand Tilly. I could not. She aggravated me to no end. So getting all this backstory, all this character development has really helped me feel better about her. I was thinking she was going to be my new Emma. And she's not even close.
Do you have an Emma on this season right now?
We don't get much of her, but I dislike Jacinda. I like Ella. I like Ella. I don't like Jacinda.
We went over that last week too, because they take you what you were in the Enchanted Forest and give you the total opposite kind of thing,
Except if you're Tiana Sabine, then you're pretty much the same person.
And you're amazing and you're awesome.
But then again, Jacinda was the main focus kind of thing. She's married to Henry kind of thing. She was kind of the center of the epicenter. She is of the.
Henry's been doing some stupid things too lately, but that's because he's not himself either. So I can't really do that. Whereas Emma, she was herself from the very get-go. That's where I could be like, I can't give you an extra step or two because you have no excuse. They can't remember who the fuck they are.
I think all this is screwing with, Henry's he wants to believe, but at the same time, he's that prove it to me kind of Emma was,
Well, might be getting that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, we did.
Things throughout this little episode that kind of little hints to people of what's really going on here. At the very least, they know that something is definitely up. Something out of the ordinary, because we got the thing with the piercing in the heart and from the inside, and the no flesh wounds, and it's weird. How do you explain that? I don't know. With magic, maybe. And then we got Henry,
the blood results,
and the results.
Mm-hmm. And Jacinda's what?
And then he made a Star Wars reference. Was I the only one who thought this was a Star Wars reference? I think this was a Star Wars reference.
Which one?
He's like, I am her father.
Oh.
It would be the lost people who threw something little like that in there. It wouldn't be the first time.
I just think Henry's a fan of Star Wars. And he was serious, but he thought, I'm gonna half joke about this.
I mean, how do you go to somebody who apparently you've never met before, you've had a family prior, and you go, guess what? I'm your daughter's daddy.
I'm your baby.
I mean, what's he gonna say? Like a sperm donation or something? I mean, that would be the only other thing. But then it's like she has these memories of being with Nick. And so it's gonna, I don't know.
So because we haven't, they have these memories. So where does she think Lucy came from?
Right. Because obviously it's not Nick, because
obviously it's not Nick, but in her memories it's Nick.
Yeah, in her
they did the dirty, and then Lucy came later.
But did she just assume that that's what happened? Or did she genuinely her cursed self knows for a fact that it was him?
I'm pretty sure she's sure.
We have never gone. They never really said it, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is definitely a weird situation, and I mean, to have this knowledge and be like, it's kind of like, I mean, Lucy is as old as his daughter would have been. So
died.
Yeah, but not. She didn't exist.
I want to see now. I can't wait for the next episode because I want to see them talking about analyze it. I just want to see the stupid scenarios that they could come up with, just because they would never say, in the state that they're in right now, they would never say it's because magic, but they would try to think of logical ways, but then the logical ways that they think of would be more far-fetched than it's magic.
Maybe I was high on acid one night, and who knows? Well, they're gonna think of out of the just off the wall, crazy, realistic things that could have somehow altered their memory rather than magic, because magic doesn't exist.
I don't know. I don't know what they think. I think we're just gonna have to wait and see what they think, because they can't really dispute the DNA testing of this. So
run it again.
They could do it again and then get double confirmation.
Yeah, right.
But I feel like they're gonna wake up before it comes to that kind of point. And then maybe, I don't know, like we've said before, maybe if they wake up without the kiss, will he still be okay? Yeah.
Kind of thing. We don't know.
And
that's an interesting loophole in
it would be
this
a loophole,
whole,
yeah.
In this
but then
whole
again,
curse.
If they wake up and then they decide to kiss after waking up, does he get sick again?
No, because that wouldn't be breaking the curse. Because the curse had already be broken.
Okay.
I don't know.
So I don't know. I don't know
it's
either.
Weird. But I can't remember what I was gonna say. Because it is really weird and awkward. The magic that Rumple, he basically fucked over Regina's cure for Henry. She needed all of that for that cure. And
I don't know. Did she really need all of it? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she mentioned that this was the perfect amount, that she can't give any up, when Rumple came to her and he was like, give me some. And she's like, no, I need all of it.
No, I think she just didn't want to give it to Rumple.
I guess there's that too.
I think she was just like, I'm not giving you shit. You want it for selfish reasons, which is true. And she's like, I'm trying to save my son. He's like, yeah, what were you for? Blah, blah, this much of his life. She's like, he's your grandson. And then that look on his face.
So where were you?
Shit.
Kind
of thing. And I understand they wanted to find the dagger.
He wanted to find the dagger because it's not only protecting him, but it is protecting everybody else in Hyperion Heights. Because if Cillier got his hands on that dagger, everybody would be screwed. So, I don't think he was thinking of the bigger picture. I don't think Regina was thinking of the bigger picture. But, if there was a way to help him find the dagger, Regina should have taken that advantage. She should have taken the opportunity and be like, okay, I will help you. I will, this cure, it takes time. Like it obviously it takes days and days for it to cultivate and get its juices going. I mean, first it started off as a stew. Now it just looks like boiled milk. But like, if she would have just taken that extra second and been like, I will help you find this dagger because it is important. She knows it's important. She even said so. But she apparently doesn't have any time to spare. And that's always been one of Regina's flaws. It's been a flaw since season 1 where, you know, if she's focused on something, even if it's a potion that has to sit on the stove for days and days, she wants to make sure she's watching every second of it. Oh, that bubble looks weird. I need to add a little bit more of this. It's not like that, Regina. You need to help your family. You're the people that you've learned to trust in over how many years?
Yeah, I mean, and also we got the whole, you know, Facilier, like, kind of turning her away or
that's
her turning him away, and then, you know, Rumpel coming out of the background. So, I mean, there's something going on we don't know. So, I mean, as much as he's like even kind of blackmailing, quote unquote, I'm just using the word blackmailing Prince Naveen, it's like Rumpel has something over him too. So I don't know.
Power.
Probably. But there's something else. I mean, we know, we've seen their past and, you know, how he fucked with Facilier, Facilier tried to pin him with a voodoo doll, and that didn't work. But, so, I don't know. But now we know that the Dark One is immune to voodoo dolls.
Well, I mean, he's immune to anything else but being stabbed by his own fucking dagger. I mean, that's like open knowledge to everyone. I don't know why Facilier thought a voodoo doll would make any difference.
I don't know. I don't know. There's something else going. There's a twist that's coming, and we're just not seeing it yet.
I feel like that the stills that I saw are going to play a big part. I don't know if they're in the next episode or the episode after that, but seeing Facilier in the mask, the Once Upon a Time Facilier, I'm like, oh, shit is going down. We are going to see some other side shit happening. And
are you ready?
Are you ready?
But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see that maybe he's not as bad as the guy as we all think. Maybe he was put in a circumstance not unlike Rumpel, but different because it's almost like he wants to give up the power because he's trying to find it in order to get, I don't know. We don't know exactly what he wants the dagger for.
No, and I feel like it's the same way with, you know, the animated Sleeping Beauty and the Maleficent movie. Animated, she's painted as a villain, and she has, you know, she just gets tormented in Maleficent, and she has her reasons. And I feel like Facilier, if there was a Facilier movie, which Disney, we need
that would be really cool.
You already got the villain movie.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it would be the same thing where, you know, Facilier, he has to do what he's doing to survive.
Yeah, exactly. And you can have this cool, you know, awesome, like, flashback sequence of his family getting lynched in wherever he's from. And, you know, then he's the subject of a rape allegory. Because that's what Maleficent, the movie, is a giant rape allegory. For those of you who didn't catch that, that's what that is. Disney.
Yeah, well, but, I mean, they don't have to go that dark.
No. I mean, I do like them actually humanizing the villain because it just makes you realize that not all bad people are good, but not all good people are bad. You know, or, you know, I mean, vice versa. It's just, I like it because it gives you something to think about.
But not everything is black and white. There are gray areas. And that's how we have to look at everybody.
Yep.
Especially in Once Upon a Time.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, even Snow White wasn't good all the time.
No. She had a dark spot in her heart. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone does. Everyone has a good and light in them.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I want to see more hearts. We don't have hearts anymore.
Not as many hearts as Korra, but, like, you know, a little bit more. You know?
I do like the fact that Rumpel was turning back into the gold.
Yeah, because I mean, that is his Dark One facade. I mean, that's what he is in the Enchanted Forest when the darkness is mostly him. Like that's his embodiment of the darkness of the dagger. So yeah, that's why I was like, when his voice started changing and the way he was phrasing his words, I was like, no, don't go back, stop. As much as I love the crocodile in previous seasons, that, it was very fun, and he was like, eccentric, knowing he came this far and that he was slowly going back, and you could see, I was like, it's reminding me of Zelina.
It's like, if you've come so far, don't turn back.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I love seeing from, even from the first episode, how some of these characters have changed and grew, and it's an amazing ride we've been on, and it feels so, I don't know, it just feels so sad that knowing that it's coming to an end.
I feel like it's gonna not end as abruptly as we think, but
I hope not.
Just hoping.
I mean, there's outlets, and we if they listen to us, we have given them outlets that they could do this on.
We have a list 10 feet long.
Don't give us an excuse, Disney. We know. We know.
At one point, they had Rumpel's shop in the freaking park. So, I mean, it's not like they don't have
Emma and Hook pins that I got at Disneyland. So, like, there's a fan base for
and they
them.
they had, Regina's dresses and stuff.
Yep.
Fucking amazing, because I looked at them and stared at them and was like, oh my god, these are beautiful.
I mean, there's always a Once Upon a Time panel at D23. So, Disney, we want to give you our money.
Yes.
You just got to buy the service.
And like we've said, if they take it to online viewing, and I'm like, there's so much more they could do with it. There's so much more. It opens up a lot more than they could on network television. It opens up a lot, and then plus they can fit more into an episode since there is no commercials.
I mean, they're not going to shy away from ads. Let's get that straight. I mean, like, especially streaming services.
But it might be a Hulu thing where you pay a base price, and then if you don't want ads, you pay the next price. And I have a feeling that's why it would go. Oh, it could just go Netflix. So
I mean, I feel like Disney would take the reins on Once Upon a Time over like Netflix or something. But
no, but I'm just saying that kind of model for pricing.
The format, yeah.
For pricing, I'd be fine with either or, really. So
if there is anybody who ever makes those decisions at Disney, you watch our show.
Please. Listen.
You would toss all our money at it. Believe me.
Believe me, I have a wallet and it has money in it. It can be for you if you want it.
I'm not going to throw my money at the screen right now because
I only have coins right now, so that'd be really bad.
I have a Maleficent Sleep Beauty wallet I got from Disneyland that is mine. I have, hello, Boba Fett purse I had commissioned for myself. I have like Maleficent, and I have all these pop-up. Now, I'm a Disney freak. I know pretty much all the songs, all the words to every movie. Come on now. I will throw my money at you. There you go. He's making things. I don't think they realize just how. I mean, this fandom. It sounds really weird. This fandom, for once, is so tight knit, and people love it. And there are people out there that have come up with some really amazing stories, and for some of these characters. And if they just take a look at them, it could be really amazing, and they could really go off and put this on even their new streaming system that's going to be coming out. And make it amazing and continue with it. So, and then putting out a whole episode, a whole season at once, and then having people binge on it. Come on now.
There's also, I mean, we know Disney's history with animated stuff. I mean, they could take some of our old characters, say like Mulan and Ruby and Dorothy, and make a little animated series.
That'd be cute.
Like, they don't have to be like 30 minutes long an episode. They can be like the animated series for the Ray and Vixen and stuff. They don't have to suffice for a whole season. They could just be little snippets.
There was an animated Tangled series.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
There was an animated Small World series. Disney, you can do this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, doing things like that, I don't want to say that I know, but like for smaller little projects like that, you don't need a huge team. I don't think. Anyways.
Well, Disney, you got resources, okay? Let's just use them, please.
Plus.
But then again, then they don't have the network. They're not under a network thumb. Even though they own it, ABC, they're still under that network thumb, the network censors, the network this, and getting it off and going to like a Netflix or a Hulu type thing or Amazon could open that up for them, and they could, maybe a little more inventive and creative.
Yeah, they can be. There's a little bit more creative freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
and it probably won't be as expensive, because if you film a whole season all at once and then just put it out, in the episodes, you're done.
Maybe we can up the budget on the special effects.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying, because you take that out. Yeah, take out the middleman and just do it yourself.
Because those dragons are crunchy. I'm sorry.
I know. We go on forever about this, and
we could.
This episode was amazing for
that.
It
was a really great episode. They did open up a lot of avenues for us to be speculating and being creative, imaginative with our own thoughts, just to be like, give them nudges, maybe.
See what your show does. Work on it. Okay. Next episode.
Next episode,
episode 19, Flower Child. I think this might be the Mother Gothel backstory episode.
I hope
There's
so.
no synopsis, but I think that's what it sounds like to me. Flowers, tangled, golden sunflower. That I don't know how that worked, but
she kind of does look like a hippie too. So
she has the dreadlocks and stuff.
The dreads. I mean, in Hyperion Heights, she just has the long hair. So I mean,
the long kind of braided dreads, and then the wavy, flowy dresses.
Yep. So it makes
I bet she's wearing Birkenstocks underneath that. They're very popular here. Yeah. Unfortunately. Is there Birkenstock stores?
Oh. Yeah. Is there no synopsis again? Or
if they're just keeping us in the dark, isn't that great?
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess they gotta do something to keep us in the the mystery afloat with the last few episodes.
The only other thing that I can think of that this could allude to is Alice, because Alice and Talking Flowers.
Yeah, that too. But I feel like we've gotten a lot on Alice recently, and Gothel's kind of been on the sideline, even though she's she's not a big player, but she's a player. We need to, kind of address her again.
We need to figure out what her motives are really, and how the witches came about, or how she found out about them, or something. Because they're the huge mystery. We're like, where do these bitches come from?
Why are they dying?
Why are they dying? And who are they all? You know what I mean?
We know why they die now.
Well, now we do. But there are other witches, and who the hell are these other witches?
Where the fuck is Madame Leota, and where is her awesome plantation house?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things they need to touch back on, and we that's all it.
Episodes to do so.
Almost done, people. We're gonna cry.
Let's focus on the positives. But for now, this show is ending. So, Rachel, where can the people find you?
Find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76 and at Twitch and VikingWitch.
Hey, where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYvenom24.
And you can find me and all of my giggles and glory monsters and mayhem on the Twitters, tweeting me throughout the week. The life at ToNorland. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Norland Society. This has been the FCM TV podcast for Once Upon a Time. You can follow us here on Twitch, where you may be watching us right now, where we will be doing our live shows. And if you can't catch us on YouTube at ASM TV Podcast. We will be uploading this a little bit later, and important links down below. Google Plus, our Facebook, our Twitter, our MySpace, our Discord. You can chat with us if you want to. We talk about great things, and it's all fun. It's all fun and games. Push the like button, not the dislike button. It doesn't work. Still working. Tell your friends. Night, everybody.
Night.